justice for all.
I call this May 18th, 2020 meeting of the Henry County Board of Supervisors to order. The purpose of this meeting, of course, is public hearings that we'll have on the school budget and the total county budget. Unlike most of our meetings, we do have spots for public comment. For our regular meetings, the county administrator's office needs to be contacted at least 7 days in advance to be placed on the agenda for public comment. Tonight's public hearing's a little unusual, and we will begin with agenda item number 5, the public hearing on a proposed FY 2020-2021 school budget. Mr. Hall.
Yes, sir, thank you. Let me remind the board of a couple of items as we get into this. The overall budget number, which includes the school budget number. The total county budget number as prepared is $157,204,902. And as you know, at the end of this meeting tonight, we will ask you for authorization to advertise a budget. We cannot go over the number that you authorized us to advertise. We can go under it before we approve. So it would be staff's recommendation that you authorize us at that number, and then we can work backwards from that as we prepare the documents to have you for approval. I do know that the school board's budget will be less than what is in this number. They've been working on reducing those numbers based on the reduction in the funding that the state was going to provide initially. So this number will go down slightly when we have one to prepare for you for the meeting at the end of May for you to approve. But just a reminder, if you advertise the higher number, that's fine. You can always go under that. You just cannot go above that number. So at the end of the evening, we would ask that you advertise it at that higher number that we present. We did things a little differently, as you know. We're in difficult and trying times. So this is a public hearing without the public. What we did set up were 2 avenues for the public to submit comments. One was through a direct email address for budget notes. That went directly to myself and Dale to compile those. We also had a phone number that folks could call in and leave comments, and then we transcribe those comments into a document. You should have a copy in front of you of all the comments that we received. When we get to that point, I'll go to the podium and read those statements in full so that we can have them in the record. There are 2 for the school budget, and then there are an additional 4 for the total county budget. So when you're ready, if you're ready now, I can go to the podium and begin to read the 2 specific to the school board if you want to proceed that way.
Okay, with that, I will open the public hearing to receive those comments. As you've noted, it's 7:03 p.m. If you will read those into the record, Mr. Hall. And this is for the proposed FY 2020-2021 school budget comments public hearing.
That's correct. We have 2. The first is from Betty Hairston. She did not include phone number or address, but she sent to the email address, and her subject is raises for teachers. And her comments are as follows.
No raises for teachers. Explain to me how you don't have a school year so you don't have the cost if school had been open. No overhead cost, janitorial, meals, etc. All those expenditures that would have been regenerated if school had been open. Where did the money go? Looks like to me that there should be a surplus. And that's Ms. Hairston's comment. The second comment for the school budget comes from Sandy Strayer, our school superintendent. She starts, good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. On behalf of the Henry County Public Schools, I would like to thank you for your ongoing commitment to students and families in our community. We understand that this is a very unique time for all of us, and we appreciate all you are doing to ensure that our students and staff are appropriately supported in the year ahead. And that culminates Ms. Strayer's comments, and that culminates all of the school board or school budget comments that we received.
Okay, with that, I'll close the public hearing on those comments at 7:05 p.m. At this time, we'll go to agenda item number 6 and open a public hearing for the proposed FY 2021 total county budget. I will open that at 7:06 p.m. Mr. Hall.
And I was in error. I told you that we had 4 for the county budget. We actually have 5. And we'll start with in the order that they came in. This is from Darrell Holland from the Horse Pasture District. Dear Henry County, as an elected member of the Blue Ridge Soil and Water Conservation District, I am writing to make a funding request of $5,000 for the 2021 budget. In the past, I am aware that the county has not allocated this amount, but I am writing to ask that we consider doing so because I know that the Soil and Water District does much more for the county than is generally publicized. Let me highlight just a few of the services that the district has rendered. Since 2017, the district has offered cost-share opportunities through a special clean water grant for 24 Henry County families for septic system pump-outs, public sewer hookups, repairs and replacement along Smith River and Blackberry Creek. The deadline to participate has been extended until 30 June 2020. As of 31 January 2020, the total payout for Henry County and those families who live along the streams mentioned was $38,814.96. Item 2, since 2015, the district has fenced off 61,310 feet of stream banks, preventing livestock from having direct access to our creeks and streams. The district has spent $685,322.69 on those stream livestock exclusion projects, and by fencing livestock out, is promoting and ensuring clean drinking water for everyone. Item number 3, the district has protected an additional 58 acres of stream banks with vegetative buffers, limiting soil erosion and lessening the cost of flood damage. Item 4, the district monitors and maintains the 8 earthen watershed dams located in Henry County. And during the 2019-20 fiscal year, an average of $11,000 was spent on operation and maintenance costs. Item number 5, in the near future, the district plans to implement and invest in remote monitors for these dams in order to more quickly notify emergency authorities in the event of potential flooding or dam failure, and to warn the many citizens who live downstream from these structures, especially during hurricane season. Item 6, in 2019-2020, the district sponsored and paid the expenses of 3 Erosion teams from Magna Vista High School, Bassett High School, and the Henry County Career Academy in Figsboro. These are just some of the examples I offer as evidence that the funds allocated to the Soil and Water Conservation District are well deserved, and I would hope including $5,000 in this year's budget would not be viewed not as an expense, but as a wise and fair investment. And again, that's signed Darrell Holland. Next one is from Ricky Walker, who is the Executive Director of the Anchor Commission. The Anchor Commission would like to take this opportunity to say thank you for your support in these uncertain times. We know you have a very difficult job every year in determining funding needs, and we are so appreciative of your support for everything we do here at Anchor. Your job has been made exponentially more difficult by the current pandemic we are all trying to get through. Anchor strives to serve the youth in our area and the local courts as well to the best of our ability. Anchor works diligently to bring the best services possible to bear on the issues facing the youth that we serve every day. That is why we are expanding to serve the shelter care services in our request. Not only is it the best thing for the youth we serve, but it is also the right thing to do. We could not accomplish anything we do here without the outstanding support of Henry County and you, the Board of Supervisors. Next comment is from Margaret Caldwell, who was a county appointee on the Blue Ridge Library Board. She writes, members of the Henry County Board of Supervisors, as your Collinsville District representative on the Board of Trustees of the Blue Ridge Regional Library, I thank you for your previous support for our 3 libraries. The Blue Ridge Regional Library continues to be an essential part of our educational system and lifelong learning for our community. Our dedicated, expert, hardworking staff makes our libraries work. A few statistics from the previous fiscal year are listed at the end of my note. Our libraries continue to provide exceptional service to Henry County citizens of all ages. During this pandemic, staff has continued to work. They have continued to offer a long list of free electronic resources and services through their website and by telephone. Now they are making preparations for a safe reopening. As you are aware, in the proposed 2021 budget request, we had originally asked for a 2% increase so we could give our staff a long overdue raise. The library system has had level funding for many years, well over a decade. We have consistently been conservative in our requests. Now, I realize that you will likely not be able to support our previous 2021 budget request because of the reduced tax income caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. I ask that at a minimum you provide level funding for 2021 fiscal year. If county income improves, I hope you will be able to provide some increase in funding. I urge you to keep the following in mind next winter when you begin work on the 21-22 budget. While our library staff are not directly Henry County employees, the fact is that almost 80% of our budget comes from local tax dollars. We want pay equity for our professionals. We cannot do this without you, our Board of Supervisors. We cannot give our staff raises without cutting circulation, programs, and services. We should not have to choose between paying our staff fair salaries and buying books, maintaining hours, updating technology, or making infrastructure repairs. Our Board of Trustees fully supports giving our staff 21st century salaries, beginning with a 2% raise as soon as you are able, so we may retain and attract the outstanding professionals we value. And that's signed Margaret Caldwell. The next item is from Doug Stegall of the Collinsville District. My concern is the health insurance. I was told that for each employee, it costs the taxpayer $645.08 per month to cover each full-time employee for the county. And first and foremost, I have no problem with the rank and file getting this insurance. I want the teachers, educators, police officers, and all county employees to continue getting this benefit. What I would like to recommend is when someone reaches 65 years of age and they are eligible for Medicare, they cannot be eligible for this free health insurance anymore. They can go on Medicare, and giving an example, if the sheriff's office hires 80 more people at the new jail and they get free insurance, it would cost the taxpayer somewhere around $620,000 a year just to cover the insurance. If they have to go on Medicare at age 65, which was the way it was for the company I used to work for, you have to go on Medicare once you got that age. That would encourage Sheriff Perry to maybe hire some people who are age 65 and older, so that would save the taxpayers a lot of money. I do appreciate it, and thank you. And the final comment is from Sheriff Perry. He says, as you are finalizing the FY 2021 budget, I ask for your consideration of positions needed for the upcoming Henry County Adult Detention Facility. When budget hearings took place in February and March on this upcoming budget, I want to thank County Administration for their acknowledgement of needed positions in the budget. These proposed positions are needed to prepare for the ADC, which is the Adult Detention Facility, that is currently under construction. Unfortunately, none of us could foresee the unexpected and immediate impact COVID-19 has had globally, and which removed any consideration of our positions. And while I completely understand we all have to see what impact this will take fiscally, the county's adult detention facility will be ready for use in about 18 months. Because of our current daily workload, the Sheriff's Office is not able to prepare for the new ADC without at least two vital positions. One is a first lieutenant's position, and the other is an investigator's position. Because the new ADC will operate completely different from this old facility, the first lieutenant will be responsible for preparing to open the ADC. For a massive amount of work that needs to be done, this is the beginning person of a transition team. By this, they will have to go to comparable facilities to look at their daily operations, meal routines, medical department, safety plans, and other services that surround a jail. Because we currently utilize a very old facility, technology will completely change operations of the ADC. We will need to tailor this to our needs and see which inmate programs are having the most impact. We will have to rework our policy and procedures for the new ADC, and we have to prepare for training of new employees. Once training of new employees starts taking place, this will pull some of our current staff as instructors at the academy. This position has a cost of approximately $60,000 plus benefits. The hiring of new employees is why we will also need an investigator prior to opening the ADC. We will be hiring over 75 new employees starting employment next year. Advertisement, recruitment, and taking applications will begin this fall. This will easily involve 300 to 400 applications and then a complete background investigation for each potential hire. One background investigation can take 40 plus hours to complete. As we serve the citizens with normal operations, We cannot solely add this responsibility to current employees without affecting citizen services. This position has a cost of approximately $48,000 plus benefits. Once again, prior to COVID-19, multiple positions had the potential to be proposed in preparation for the ADC. We know the impact is too great at this time for what was considered, but we view these two positions as unquestionably vital to prepare for and open the new ADC. Because the ADC is under construction and being paid for, and the county is spending approximately $100,000 a month to house out inmates, we view this preparatory investment on positions to save money by not delaying the opening of the ADC. As we are planning our steps to get ready for the ADC, I'm asking for the board's guidance. I'm asking for any consideration the board can give to address these positions. If this is not possible beginning July 1st, I ask the board to advise when funds may be possible so we can plan our steps opening the new facility. I would like to sincerely thank the Board of Supervisors and county management staff for all efforts to efficiently manage Henry County. And that is the extent of the comments that we've received.
I will close the public hearing on the comments for the proposed 2020-2021 total county budget at 7:16. Thank you, Mr. Hall, for compiling those and making written copies available. I think it made it a little easier to follow as you were going through those. With that, agenda item number 7, consideration of any proposed budget changes. Are there any proposed budget changes from board members? Do you need an action item on that?
No, sir, just a consensus that we're good to advertise the number as we present. And then that'll be reduced slightly when we present it to you.
Tim.
We already advertised. You guys work quickly.
Okay. Any action at all? All right, thank you.
I'd like to make a comment, though, and I think, and I do appreciate all the emails and all that have been received. I had an opportunity to talk with Sheriff Perry, and I think the board fully understands their need. But I think also Sheriff Perry has always been considerate of how the board handles the money, and we'll certainly do what we can when we can, but we still need to see some numbers, I think, prior to making that decision. And I do fully understand they've done a very good job of handling their budgets over the prior years.
I would say this budget is written in pencil, and when we get to July 1, it's in effect, and on July 2nd, we'll start trying to see what we can move around to meet some needs.
Right.
I got a question too on the comment Doug wrote, Doug Stegall. How many personnel do we have in the county that's 65 and over? You know, rough guess?
Shelley, you have any idea?
No, I really don't.
2?
It's not many.
It's not many.
Not many at all.
Okay. What he wrote here kind of makes sense in the sense that when you get 65, Social Security is going to take over it. I don't know if Henry County is doing that now, or are they still paying 100% of their health care until they retire?
We do until they retire.
Okay.
That would basically be age discrimination to say we couldn't allow someone that's 65 years old to have health insurance while they're actively working.
Okay. The reason I asked that, I didn't know if that Henry County would be a supplement to, the Social Security, Social
Medicare?
Medicare, yeah.
And once they retire, they do have to come off of the insurance.
Yeah, I understand that. So in other words, while they're working, because the income that they're making, they can't go to Social Security and retire.
Correct.
Great, okay.
All right. Any other comments? With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Okay.